Let's talk about the Ted Cruz birther situation. It is going to court, okay? The backstory is that you remember the Obama birthers. We've done an investigation into them. They say President Obama is not eligible to be president because we believe he either wasn't born in the U.S. or was born to non-citizen parents or whatever. Total nonsense. Then some Obama birthers, combined with a new birther contingent, says Ted Cruz is not eligible to be president. Ted Cruz was born in Canada. Of course, if you're an American citizen by birth, because his mom was an American citizen at the time, he may be eligible. But then others arguing, her name, Ted Cruz's mom's name, appeared on voter rolls in Canada, and that would mean she was a Canadian citizen, not an American citizen. And the counter to that has been, well, hold on. She was on a preliminary voter roll. That doesn't mean she was actually correctly able to vote as a Canadian citizen. Ted Cruz insisting she was not a Canadian citizen. Well, there is now a lawsuit, the jurisdiction of which is going to be heard in court. So there's some confusion about this, and I want to explain it. There was a circuit court of Cook County decision to hear a lawsuit on Senator Ted Cruz's eligibility for president. Lawrence Joyce is a lawyer and a pharmacist, and he filed a complaint in January with the Illinois State Board of Elections saying, listen, Ted Cruz is not eligible. Under the U.S. Constitution, he is not a natural-born citizen. We've talked about this term natural-born citizen before. It is referenced in the Constitution, but it is not defined, and it has never been tested by a court. Lawrence Joyce is an attorney who said he supports Dr. Ben Carson, by the way. He says his lawsuit has nothing to do with the Trump campaign. A judge has now said, because the Elections Commission initially responded, we are not going to deal with this. He's a natural-born citizen. The lawsuit was filed. It went to this Cook County court. The judge in that court has said that she would decide not if Ted Cruz is eligible or not to be president, but whether she has the jurisdiction to hear the case in which she is being asked to decide whether Ted Cruz is eligible to be president. So people have been emailing me saying, David, a judge in a week or two is going to tell us, is Ted Cruz eligible to be president? No, that's not where we are. The judge is going to decide whether she even has jurisdiction to look into this. And those are two very, very different things.
And I think it's fair to say, at least from what we understand, that even if she does have the jurisdiction, even if she takes a look at his eligibility, I can't find a reason why he would be ineligible.
I don't think that, and there are some saying if you were born in another country other than on a military base, like John McCain, you were not eligible. And they believe that that would even apply to people born if they're the kids of someone, an American citizen doing missionary work. I mean, and this pulls in questions about Mitt Romney. There's a lot of questions around this. My general sense is that the court, if they decide they have jurisdiction, will say Ted Cruz is eligible, and then it would be a matter of appealing that up to the next level. I don't think we're going to get a decision, even if this court says, yeah, we have jurisdiction, that says Ted Cruz can't run. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, and like you said, if it did, just imagine the appeal process and how long this would go on. He could be president before they even determine if he is eligible or not.
Although, if this court were to say they have jurisdiction and were to say we don't think that Ted Cruz is eligible, and that would obviously be appealed, that would throw a monkey wrench into this Republican primary. And it could actually help Donald Trump if people say,
oh, yeah.
If you look at evangelical voters who mostly are voting for Trump and Cruz, and they say, okay, well, our main choice was Cruz. I didn't really consider myself a guy who, or gal, who would vote for Donald Trump, but he does, for whatever reason, seem to be appealing to some evangelicals. Maybe it helps Trump. So I actually don't know that this is a good thing overall for the prospects of a Democrat winning the White House in November of 2016, but it will be interesting to follow.
Yeah, I mean, certainly any of these headlines are bad for Cruz, and the ammunition for Donald Trump is just incredible.
Talk to us about this on Facebook, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Gamefly is sort of like Netflix for video games. They have over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price. There's never any due dates or late fees.
And our audience can get a free 30-day trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included. There's no contracts, and you can rent games through the mobile app. Get the free 30-day trial for the David Pakman Show audience and support our show by going to gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.